was a Friday night. I had just finished studying late at my friend Kiara's place. She lived about 30 minutes away, and my mom couldn't come get me. She was working a night shift at the hospital, so, like I'd done a few times before, I ordered an Uber. The app said the driver's name was Terrence, driving a black Toyota Camry, license plate 4XK2989, 4.9 stars over 2,000 trips. Sounded legit. I grabbed my bag, hugged Kiara goodbye, and headed outside. When the car pulled up, I instinctively looked at the license plate. It matched. The driver rolled down the window. "You Jenna?" I paused. My name was Jenna, but I hadn't even walked close to the car yet. He hadn't scanned the QR code or asked me for my name to confirm it. That was the first red flag. "Yeah," I said slowly. "You're Terrence?" He smiled. "Of course. Hop in. You don't want to be out here all night." Something about his voice didn't sit right with me. It was too cheerful, too practiced. But I ignored it. I just wanted to go home. As soon as I got in, he locked the doors. Click. I glanced at my phone. I'd shared my trip with my mom, just in case. I wasn't dumb. I always did that. But then, the GPS on the app wasn't moving. We weren't going anywhere. I think the app's frozen," I said, trying to sound casual. "No worries," Terrence replied. "Signal's bad in this area. It'll catch up." But we were driving through a main street, full bars of LTE. Then he said something that made my blood turn cold. "So, Jenna, you're 17, right? Go to Northfield High?" I stared at him. I never told him my age or my school. That info isn't on the Uber profile. "How do you know that?" he chuckled. "Small town. I recognize you from somewhere. Maybe from Facebook?" I turned my phone brightness down and quietly opened the Uber app to hit the emergency button. But it didn't work. My screen just blinked and went back to the home screen. "No signal, huh?" he said again, glancing at me in the rearview mirror with a smirk. Something in my chest tightened. He was watching me, really watching me. I texted Kiara. "Me. I think my Uber driver is lying. He knows stuff about me. App not working." But the message wouldn't send. That's when I noticed he wasn't taking the main highway. He turned onto an old service road that led to a closed-down industrial park. "Hey, I think you missed the exit," I said, trying to keep my voice steady. "Nope," he said. "I'm taking a shortcut." "No, seriously, I'd feel better if we took the normal way." "Relax, you'll get home." His voice was flat now. No smile, no fake warmth. I looked around. There were no other cars, no lights, just warehouses and empty lots. "I need to call my mom," I said, pretending to dial. "No service out here," he replied. "Might as well save your battery." Then he pulled the car over, put it in park, and turned around to face me. His eyes were dead. "I'm sorry," he said. "But you were too easy. I've been watching your TikToks for months." He opened the glove compartment and pulled out a black ski mask. That's when I unbuckled, kicked the door, and screamed. I don't even know how I got it open. It had been locked. But pure adrenaline makes you do insane things. I ran, barely grabbed my phone, left my bag in the car. I didn't look back. I just ran into the dark between two warehouses, ducking low, hiding behind dumpsters, trying not to throw up from how hard my heart was pounding. I heard him calling, "Jenna, don't make this harder. I know you're close." I stayed crouched behind a pile of pallets, clutching my phone and trying it again. This time, 1 bar, just enough. I hit call emergency services. It worked. I whispered into the phone, gave them my location as best I could. I heard footsteps. He was getting closer. I held my breath. Then, flashing lights, blue and red. Sirens. I bolted from the hiding spot toward the lights, waving my arms. Terrence ran, but the cops caught him within minutes. Later, they found his car filled with creepy stuff. Zip ties, a burner phone, a taser, and printed screenshots of my social media. He'd even followed Kiara and my mom. He wasn't a real Uber driver. The real Terrence had canceled the trip before he even arrived, and this man had spoofed the license plate and made a fake sticker. The app had bugged out because I had no service. He knew I was expecting a black Camry, and he made his look just like it. It's been 6 months since that night. I barely leave the house now. I deleted all my public accounts. I only ride with friends or family. No more Ubers. Ever. And if someone ever calls your name before you tell them who you are, don't get in the car. My best friend Maya and I had just finished a late movie at West Point Mall. It was one of those horror marathons, 3 movies back to back. We were hyped up, laughing, and low-key freaking out, especially after that last movie about the possessed rideshare driver. It was almost 1:30 a.m. and the mall was basically empty. Our parents couldn't pick us up, and Maya's brother flaked last minute. So we called an Uber. The app said Armin, silver Honda Accord, 495 stars. He pulled up fast, like way too fast. The tires screeched a little. Maya and I exchanged a look. Maybe he was in a hurry to grab us before someone else tried to claim the trip. She shrugged. We got in. I sat behind the passenger seat, Maya behind the driver. The car smelled like cheap cologne and air freshener. Strong, too strong, like it was trying to cover something up. But the real weirdness started after we buckled up. He didn't say hi, didn't ask if we were Maya and Kira, just pulled off. Maya leaned forward. Hi, are you Armin? Silence. Hello? Still nothing. I leaned forward a bit. Sir, do you mind confirming your name real quick? He finally answered, but he didn't turn his head. You're going to Meadow Hill Road, right? My stomach sank. That was our destination, but again, he never confirmed who we were, and the tone of his voice was flat, robotic. Yes, I said carefully. But are you Armin? He finally looked at us in the mirror. His eyes were wrong, glassy, like he wasn't all there. Then, out of nowhere, he smiled and said, It's a beautiful night, girls. Just sit back and enjoy the ride. I opened my app. It showed the route, but we were already a few blocks off track. We're going the wrong way, I whispered to Maya. She looked outside. Sir? Meadow Hill is back that way. He didn't answer, just kept driving. Now we were in an industrial area. Offices, auto shops, closed for the night, dark, no people around. I tapped the lock icon on my door. It didn't work. None of them did. Hey, Maya snapped. We want to get out now. Still nothing. His hands gripped the wheel tighter. We started banging on the windows. I grabbed my phone to call 911, but suddenly the car started speeding up. Like 60, 70, then 80 miles an hour. I wouldn't do that if I were you, he said. I froze. Please, Maya said, voice cracking. Why are you doing this? We didn't do anything. He finally answered. I've been watching that parking lot for weeks. Girls like you always come out late, always distracted, and always so easy to catch. Then he started talking to himself. They never listen, always too loud, always laughing. It was like he wasn't even talking to us anymore, just ranting. Then he pulled out something from under his seat. It looked like a taser. I panicked. Opened the Uber app to try the emergency button. Didn't work. No signal again. Same problem as before. Then Maya did the smartest thing ever. She started pretending to cry and gag. Please pull over. I'm going to throw up, she screamed. He didn't react. Then she actually did start gagging. She threw her body against the side of the car, making retching noises and slamming her foot into the floor like she was gonna hurl. It worked. He cursed and slammed the brakes, pulling off the road into a side alley. The second he put the car in park, Maya screamed and started thrashing, distracting him. And I unbuckled, climbed over the center console, and yanked his keys right out of the ignition. It stunned him for a second, and that was all we needed. We unlocked the doors manually, jumped out, and ran. Didn't even look back. We flagged down a random delivery truck on the main road, begging the driver to help. He let us in, drove us to a police station. Turns out, Armin wasn't the real driver. The guy had murdered the actual Uber driver hours earlier and taken his car and account using stolen login info. He had done this in 2 other cities. The cops were already looking for him. They found zip ties, tape, and a knife under the seat. If Maya hadn't thought fast, we wouldn't be here. I don't care how many stars a driver has. I always make them say my name first now. And if they don't, I walk away. Period. And if you're ever in a car and something feels wrong, don't wait. Get out. Fast.
My name's Isaiah. I'm 17. And the night this happened, I really thought I was being smart. It was a Saturday, almost midnight. I was at my friend Kalen's house after a long day helping him move furniture with his uncle. We were sweaty, starving, and his mom ordered pizza, but it wasn't going to arrive until late. I didn't want to wait. I was tired and just wanted to go home, shower, and crash. So I pulled out my phone and ordered an Uber. Everything seemed normal. Driver's name, Derek. Car, dark gray Dodge Durango. Rating, 496 stars. License plate matched. Profile pic showed a guy who looked around 30. Beard, clean haircut, nothing sketchy. The car pulled up fast. I said goodbye to Kalen and got in. Isaiah? He asked. Yeah, that's me, I said. He nodded and pulled away. Now, at first, the ride was fine. He didn't talk much, which I liked. The windows were cracked, music playing low, some kind of lo-fi jazz instrumental, weird but chill. I was already half dozing off in the back seat, but after about 10 minutes, I realized something weird. The driver hadn't made the usual left turn toward the highway. Instead, we were still on some back roads. Hey, isn't the highway faster? I asked. Derek didn't respond at first. Then he said, back route's quicker at this hour. GPS auto rerouted. Okay, except I didn't hear the GPS say anything. No rerouting, no voice at all. I opened the Uber app. It still said, trip in progress. But the map was gone. No location, no route, just a spinning wheel, like it was loading. I refreshed. Same thing. Something in my gut twisted. I looked up. We were surrounded by trees now, no gas stations, no houses, no lights, just a long dark road through a forest. Hey man, I said, trying to keep my voice calm. Can you just stop up ahead? I'll get out there. Change of plans. He glanced at me in the mirror. No service out here. It's safer if I just take you all the way. He smiled, but it wasn't a normal smile. It was flat, cold, like his lips were moving, but nothing reached his eyes. I reached for my phone to call someone. No signal. I turned on my flashlight to see better, and something on the floor caught my eye. A zip tie, not 1, 3, sitting just under the seat. My chest tightened. Yo, pull over now, I said louder. Derek didn't answer. He locked the doors. Click. I yanked the handle. Nothing. Tried the window button. Dead. We passed a wooden sign on the side of the road. It read, Black Hollow, unmaintained trail. I had never heard of it in my life. That's when he started humming, low and slow, some melody I couldn't place. I said it again, louder. I said stop the car. That's when he said something I'll never forget. You're not the first one to say that. Then he turned off the headlights. I panicked, reached forward and grabbed the steering wheel. The car swerved hard. He yelled, Hey! We hit something, maybe a stump, and the Durango skidded off the road and into a shallow ditch. The impact rocked the car hard enough that the door locks clicked open. I didn't hesitate. I threw the door open and ran. I didn't care where, just away. Branches slapped my face. My breath felt like fire in my chest. I could hear him behind me, yelling, crashing through the brush. "I'll find you! You're mine now!" That's when I remembered the emergency beacon. My mom had made me install this app that would blast my GPS if I held the power button and one volume button at the same time. I did it. My screen buzzed. I had no idea if it worked without signal, but I held it anyway and prayed. I ran until I couldn't hear him anymore, until I saw a clearing, until I saw headlights, a ranger truck. I collapsed in the road. Koturuts. The ranger got me in the truck, locked the doors, called for backup. I was shaking, covered in cuts, sweating through my hoodie. They searched the woods for over an hour, no sign of Derek, but they found his car. Inside were gloves, more zip ties, duct tape, and a Polaroid camera with dozens of pictures, not just of me, of other boys, in that same back seat. Some of the photos were old, different cars, different license plates, same guy. They never found him. They think he uses fake names and stolen accounts to pick up lone riders, always late at night, always in remote areas. The worst part, 2 nights later, my mom got a phone call at 3 a.m., no caller ID. When she answered, there was silence. Then a man's voice whispered, "Isaiah got lucky. I haven't taken a rideshare since. I don't care if I have to walk 10 miles, because next time, I might not be so lucky."